We're on day 10 of Inktober Tangles 2025. I'm Lisa Crow, a certified Zentangle teacher, and today I'm going to teach you how to draw Zenith by Zentangle Inc. So these are tiles that I've drawn for the rest of Inktober Tangles. So if you haven't seen any of these videos, then go for a look on my channel. They're all in a playlist, so they're easy to find for you. And I'm just going to get right into completing Zenith today. So I've actually started this already and I'd forgotten to switch my phone onto airplane mode, so I got a phone call and that cancelled the recording, so that was a bit frustrating, but you live and learn. So this tangle, as you can see, it's kind of basically a line of C shapes that are all connected to one another. So once you have your C shapes, you're going to create almost like a backwards C shape, which will go from the top, the highest part of this C shape. It'll touch this bottom part of the C shape, and then we're going to meet in the top part of the next C shape along. So I'll just show you what I mean. So we're doing it just like that, and that's going to happen the whole way across. And you can see that that bit wasn't anywhere near perfect, but that's just the nature of the Zentangle method, and I'm not going to get hung up on that at all. So the next stage is in these bits here where we've got the bottoms of those original C shapes, we're going to do an upside down V, or just like basically a point. Do that all the way along. Well, that one would be off the side there, and then I'm going to rotate my tile and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Apologies, a bit of a bubble in my throat there. I think I just drew on my table rather than on the tile. So I'm just going to check, I've got this open on my screen, so I'm just going to double check that the next stage isn't left out. So what we're wanting to do next is to aura around the full shape. And if you're new to the Zentangle method, aura just basically means we're creating a new line that mimics the line that we previously created. So we're drawing a new line that's parallel to the previous line. Just doing that on both sides. And as you may know, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I do usually have previous versions of the tangles that I'm teaching to show to you. I have no idea what I have done with this. I mean, I've not done Zenith loads of times, but I definitely did Zenith during the seminar when I certified as a Zentangle teacher, and I haven't given that one away. So I don't know where it is. I looked it out for this challenge to show you, and it's been misplaced. So in the original step outs from Zentangle, this is like the kind of point where you get to choose what you would like to do. So it branches off in the step out. So you could choose to put some orbs on the tops of these peaks of those little kind of the V shapes in those auras. Or what I think I might do today is that they have created little orbs on the insides here. I mean, there's nothing to say really that you couldn't just put orbs all the way around. But this is one of the ways that Zentangle Inc have suggested in their step outs. I don't really know why I haven't done Zenith more, because it is quite a fun one to do, but I feel I always forget about this one for some reason. So once Zentangle have these orbs down, they have kind of basically got it so that they've left a bit of a sparkle. They've inked it in, but not all the way. And you can leave the sparkle in yours wherever you want. It doesn't have to be where I'm leaving mine. And also you could ink yours in all the way, or you could decide just to leave yours like this, completely uninked. If you're adding colour to your tile, this could be a bit in your tile where you introduce your colouring pencils, or watercolour pencils might be quite cool here. You can see that I'm not hurrying this at all. I always say to people that you can just speed through, you know, you can fast forward through the YouTube video if I'm going to slowly for you, or you know, whatever, you can just adjust the speed to suit you. I'm not going to be offended if you speed it up or slow it down. It's got to suit you and your pace. So what I am going to do now is to add another aura. And part of the, like, if you don't know that Zentangle is a mindful drawing art form, the mindfulness comes in from just slowing ourselves down and trying to be consistent with, you see how I'm kind of roughly the same thickness all the way along those auras. So I'm just kind of trying to be mindful of where I'm putting my pen and my ink, and it's quite relaxing. Zentangle Method is amazing for, you know, if you have anxiety, as I can personally say I have anxiety. It's not anywhere near as bad as it used to be, because I do use the Zentangle Method, and it does help more than anything else that I've ever come across. So you, like in the original step outs, Zentangle don't actually add any more ink to any of these bits, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a smaller diamond inside these little bits, just to add a little bit more drama. And the way that I'm about to shade this is just one of many, many, many ways. You can experiment with shading yours in a completely different way altogether. And if I do, I say if, I mean I will do Zenith again at some point, but when I do it again, I am almost certainly going to shade it a different way. So that's the joy of the Zentangle Method, that even if you only ever drew a handful of tangles, you could draw them in a different way each time and shade them a different way each time, and you would get a different result. So use my tile as inspiration, or do it exactly the way I'm doing it. You know, there's no kind of strict rule or anything with it. So into these rice shapes, I suppose we'll call them, or seed shapes, I'm going to put just on the tips of each of these a little bit of pencil. And you can use a regular pencil. The pencil I've got just now is a Faber-Castell Pitt Graphite Matte pencil. It's a 6B, and I'm only using that one in particular because it's quite good for the camera. It doesn't glare on camera. I do change, like, sometimes I use just a regular pencil on camera as well, but I mean, my point is, you don't have to use an arty pencil, an HB pencil, just any pencil you have lying around the house will do. You don't need anything fancy at all. What I'm going to do now is, in the aura that's just on the inside of those little orb shapes, I'm going to come in here with my white pastel pencil all the way along. Just to add a bit of contrast. And then smoothing that out with my tortillon. And I think I'm also going to add a little bit of white into the centres of these seed shapes. And then I think on the bottoms along here, I'm going to add a bit of graphite. And less is more with the graphite. You can always add more graphite if you feel like it's not quite as dramatic as you'd like it to be. But if you put your graphite down too heavily, it can be quite hard to smooth it out. On the other side, I'm going to just put a little bit of white pastel pencil and then smooth that out as well. You can put graphite on both sides of your Zenith. You can put white pastel pencil on both sides, but I just feel like it's quite nice to have a wee bit of a contrast so that one side is white and the other side is a bit of a darker colour. So there are so many ways that I could do this. I could kind of put some graphite into the bottoms of these V's and add a bit of drama there. There's so many different ways, but I'm trying to keep these videos quite short. So just have a look on the Zentangle Mosaic app and see in there. Like I say as well, you can have a variety of this. Instead of doing the orbs down here, you can put an orb on the tops of each of those points and you get lots and lots of different varieties. So tomorrow's tangle is going to be Bee Fly by Path Munoz, I think it's pronounced, Path Munoz Camacho. So that's coming up tomorrow, so I hope to see you for that, and thanks for watching. Bye. Again, just a quick wee extra bit for the end of this video. I've just realised that although I said, oh, go to the Zentangle Mosaic app and have a look at the other Zenith patterns, I realised I've been working on this. Most of you will have seen this, but if you're brand new to my channel, I'll just zoom out. This is what I've not really done any of this for a few days, but it's just I thought it would be helpful to show the way that I did my Zenith here. So on this one, I actually did put the orbs on the points, and I've done this in quite a different way. I've kind of gone in with blue. I've just shaded things in a different way. I've not got ink in those little diamond shapes either. So that's just to add to show you what mine has looked like on here. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.